Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy with another episode of 50/50. And to my right, as always, I have the lovely.
It's Mac.
Give it up for Mac. All right, we was on a little small hiatus. We was on a little vacation. We went to Tokyo, Japan. We had a great time, and if you guys want us to talk about some of our adventures, our vacations, just let us know. We don't mind talking about that at all. But put it in your comments, please. All right, today we will be talking about
A spicy topic.
yes, it is.
Spicy.
If a person cheats, do you let them back? Do you let them come back? Do you let them back in? I to all men, I think a woman will let a man back way quicker than a man will let a female back. It's pride, it's ego, it's a lot dealing with that in a man. It's way more feelings.
Yeah, like 99% of women will let their partner back, whether it's a female, male or male. I think a lot of women do put up and will forgive.
They don't know. They won't forget. They will listen. You can come back, but if any little argument, if any little thing,
we don't forget.
You never forget.
Yeah, it's only 1%. The ego in a man is too big. It's that big macho-ness.
Yeah.
It's just 1%, just one little stinking percent, and it's
but like I say, it has a lot, because we as men, we know that women put their feelings into relationships. They put their feelings into the things that they do. A man has zero. Sometimes we are the dumbest animals in the world. As simple as that. We just do things off of just what's the word I'm looking for? It just
the wind blow wrong.
Right, yeah. It's just like if the opportunity is there, you don't even think about the consequences that you're taking.
Yeah.
You just jump right into the hole. We don't know how deep it is or how wide it is or what's at the bottom. We just jump in and don't think at all. Women take their time, they're precise, they're calculated. We know that. So that's why it's harder for us to be like, all right, baby, I know you didn't mean it. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah, when a woman cheats, it's going to be
calculated.
It's just not a one night.
Right.
Yeah,
it's emotions. It's emotions involved. A man doesn't have emotions at all. Like I said, we are very spontaneous. That was the word I was looking for.
Spontaneous.
Very spontaneous. We just go and do, which is wrong. You know, it's craziness, but it is true. Even like I said, when you do, the consequences of it is that it's always in the thought of your partner. You know, it's always in the back of their mind. You always want to bring it up, but you don't. You know, you just let it die. You know, but it's there. You know, so it's a very touchy subject.
And when that happens, women, do we kind of like, all right, I got one in my pocket, so I'm good for one cheat, maybe.
No.
Let me. You know what? Or do we get the credit card and then just go on a shopping spree?
Do that instead of that.
Huh?
No, we forgive
do we
and
do
forget.
that? Or we say, you know what? I got one in my back pocket, and I remember when he did this back in 2000.
That's not right, though. That's not right. That's not right. Forgive and forget.
Why?
Forgive and forget. If you let me back in, you got to forgive and forget.
Why?
I mean, that was your choice. That was my choice.
I'm thinking like, you know what?
And then you got to come up with, why did that person cheat? Was it something going on in the relationship, or was it something not going on in their relationship to make a person go out and say, do what they do? I mean, come on.
People cheat because I think like people aren't paying attention to their relationships and what's lacking, what's not lacking. I know it can't be spicy all the time. And I've heard this saying a lot, oh, you can't eat shrimp every day. Sometimes you need to sample a little bit of filet mignon, you need this. No, when you get a certain age, that's why I feel like people shouldn't get married until like in the 40s. Because then all that stuff is going to be out of you. And then, 40s. And then Because when you're younger, your head, you breaking necks, turning heads. When you reach in your 50s and 40s and 60s, I mean, you still
So you saying
breaking necks,
go ahead and
but-
live your life while
Yeah.
you're still young, while you're young out there.
Right.
But I mean, a lot of people meet and that's their soulmate. That's don't you think we're soulmates?
Yeah, I think we're soulmates. Yes,
All right, so-
definitely.
All right. Well, how long? I mean, how long in that relationship do you think? I mean, what's that range of like? Did it happen at the beginning of the relationship, the middle,
What happened?
or
What
I
happened?
mean, somebody going out there to cheat.
Oh,
what caused
in,
it?
in
Right.
your husband and wife relationship?
Right.
Or-
I mean, yeah. It's just.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it would depend on that time frame. Was that really necessary for you to do that? You know what I mean? Or are you just tired of being married? Or in a relationship, and that's why you did it. That's what I'm saying. It's just.
Everybody's situation is different. People could be 100% happy. They could have a good partner that's, everything is there. The looks is there. The money is there. The
Yeah,
roof
that's true.
over your
Yeah,
head.
sometimes it doesn't matter, right.
Sometimes it really doesn't really matter,
Right.
and things happen,
Mm-hmm.
Or-
But do you think like if they
Someone
did it
sh-
once, you know
someone-
how they always say if you do it once, you're gonna do it again. Do you think that like if you
That's
get
an
caught,
old cliche.
it's an old cliche, but if
And-
you get caught, do you think like, all right, I can't never do this again? I promise.
It all
you.
depends. It depends on that person. I feel like, sometimes men and women, they get a little bit of attention and then they react on it, and it all depends. It depends on the person.
Yeah, I guess it does. But like I say, and what you said is like, if you're young, just stay young, live your life, enjoy yourself. Don't jump into something that you're not like 100%,
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. Throw the clubbing scene away. Throw the
Unless you
all
with
that-
your partner. If you want to go out with them, we go everywhere together. I mean, certain times we set out by ourselves, but they always say, what is it? That makes the heart fonder.
Yeah.
When
When you're away.
you're away, sometimes it makes the heart fonder, and that's true.
And then when you see that person, it's like,
I miss you so much. Yeah.
Sometimes the
But
guys
we do
gotta
a lot
do.
together. We do
Guys
a lot.
got to do their guys things, and girls, we have to do our own thing.
Absolutely.
Not always attached to each other. We need that me time.
Right.
Yes.
Don't break the studio.
Oh my gosh, studio is.
Well, like I
getting
said,
hot.
this is one of those
Spicy
subjects
topic.
it's a very spicy topic, and we just wanted to come back in and start these shows off right.
And I just want to say, women, we put up with a lot, and it's easier to give up than to,
Right.
try to.
Right. But
Go
sometimes it's worth
forward.
it to hang in there. Sometimes, I mean, either or. Like I said, men do forgive women. They're out there. We do forgive women. And like I said, I know women forgive men more. But sometimes it might be worth it because it's not easy out there in those streets. My boy used to always, they call it the streets. He said it's not easy out there. The dating game has changed dramatically.
Yes.
So sometimes the person that you are with, just try to work on that relationship. All right, guys, we'll see you until next time.